sat. I say to them, if we invade Cuba, take out those missiles, what does Khrushchev do? They can't make up their minds. Kennedy groaned. It occurred to her that in the midst of a crisis that could lead to nuclear war, the president had advisors galore, but nobody to whom he could simply vent without backtalk. And so, given that the plan required him to see Margo daily in any case, he had chosen her as his foil. It wasn't as though she could tell anybody. LeMay says the Sovs are so scared of us they won't do a thing, Kennedy continued. He was massaging the small of his back again, grimacing. Maybe he was hoping she would volunteer to help. McNamara tells me they'll have to respond, just to save face. But their response will be limited, probably in Berlin. 2 or 3 others think they'll press the button. Margo shut her eyes. She still could not quite grasp that any of this was happening. It was October, 1962, and a month ago she had been nobody. A sophomore government major at Cornell University, chasing no larger goals than finishing college, going on to graduate school, and getting married. Now she was skulking around Washington, D.C., worried about being caught by someone who knew her, or worse, by the people who would very much like her dead. At odd moments, she asked God why she had been chosen for this role. She was no soldier and no spy. 2 years ago, she had been in high school. She was not equal to the tasks demanded of her. They should have picked someone else. She wanted more than anything not to be here. Her boyfriend, Tom, a physics major, liked to say that the universe was unpredictable but never absurd. Just now, however, absurd was the only word to describe the bizarre concatenation of circumstances that had led her to tonight's secret meeting in this Grand Lux bedroom. But there was no escape. She was the only candidate. That was what they kept telling her. It was Margo or nobody. Those are my choices, the president was saying. Either live with nuclear missiles 90 miles off our shore, missiles that are capable of reaching 2/3 of the country, or risk thermonuclear war. Come over here. She tensed. No, thank you. It's okay. Sit with me a minute. I'm comfortable where I am, Mr. President. Kennedy seemed to understand. We would spare you all of this if we could, Miss Jensen, believe me. We're not the ones who chose you. He drank. Drank again. You do realize, don't you, that there's a good chance I'm going to be the last President of the United States? Margo swallowed. I'm sure that's not true, sir. Actually, she was lying. She believed exactly that. The likelihood that this was the end plagued her dreams. Kennedy pinched the bridge of his nose. His exhaustion was palpable, a live creature in the room, and yet he tamed it and kept moving forward. Some of my advisors have already sent their families out of the city. They want to know what provisions I'm making for Jackie and the kids. I tell them not to worry. There isn't going to be a war. By keeping my family in Washington, I show them I mean what I say. Maybe that's terrible of me, I don't know. He shook off the contemplative mood, stood up straight. It's time, Miss Jensen. Margo's eyes snapped open. Now came the part of the evening she hated most. Yes, sir, she said, rising. He was on his feet, turning back the comforter on the bed. She went around to the other side and helped. They tossed the extra pillows into the corner. Kennedy went to the bucket and poured her a glass of champagne. Margo drank it right off, knowing she